Hey, what's going on, guys? This is AndrewChicken, and welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be playing a little bit of Grohk, who is one of my favorite supports. Fun fact, he's actually my highest level support, and, well, I want to play his worst healing playstyle, or at least that's what I have claimed for a very long time now, and that is, of course, Spirit's Domain. Spirit's Domain is a talent that makes it so that when you shoot a teammate with your lightning staff, you will actually be able to heal them, and you'll also provide a movement speed buff as well while they are being healed. So, yeah, it actually provides some pretty powerful single target healing as long as you're able to actually hit the target consistently, especially when paired with his totems. However, I have made a whole separate video talking about why Spirit's Domain is generally inferior to Totemic Ward. But today, the reason why I'm playing it is because I want to investigate how a rather recent change affects this playstyle, and that is the change to Rejuvenate. I know, I keep milking this item change, but that's just because there are so many different playstyles to try out with the Rejuvenate change. So yeah, we're going to pick up Spirit's Domain, and I'm going to play it with my main Spirit's build, which has Spirit's Grace for movement speed and Crackle for duration of the healing totems, but then I also have a few cards for ammo regen. And yeah, I'm going to first pick Rejuvenate. Whoa, feels naughty, feels wrong. Oh my gosh, how many times have I first bought Chronos on Grohk, especially when playing Totemic Ward? Oh my goodness. So yeah, I'm gonna grab Rejuvenate here, and the reason why this is so interesting to me is because Spirit's Domain does not necessarily need Chronos. It is still worth it to buy it because you get more uptime on the totems, but you don't necessarily need it. And that's because the healing, most of the healing anyways, comes from your staff, and you can buff that healing with the new Rejuvenate. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, you can actually get some pretty impressive healing numbers on this staff. I actually ran into someone playing it earlier, which is what inspired this video. They were getting more than 100 healing per tick on the staff with the new Rejuvenate, which, yeah, again, was pretty freaking cool. So, whoa, our Tiberius is jumping around like crazy. Hopefully he'll be alright. I need to put a totem down and heal myself. But yeah, so far, so good. And I know I'm playing this with a second support. Do not play this with a second support like this, especially not IO. Honestly, the only reason I'm doing this right now is because I've tried multiple times now to get a Spirit's Domain game, and every single time I've had to fight to actually play healer. Like, I tried a match before this, and someone insta-locked Maldamba, and then this time, someone insta-locked the IO, so yeah, I'm a little bit unlucky, and I only have so much time to actually record a video right now, so this is what we get. Hopefully we don't absolutely lose in late game, especially not with a solo tank Ruckus. But yeah, I can just keep shooting the team, and in many ways, this is actually very similar healing to what Io provides with her Moonlight, except it's actually just kind of worse, and that's ultimately another big reason why Spirit's Domain isn't a meta playstyle for Grohk and why Totemic Ward is. Because again, I made a video about why Totemic Ward is better than Spirit's Domain, but even if you just compare Spirit's Domain to Io, you realize that she does more healing output. Their ammo and Moonlight consumption are relatively about the same if you build properly for it. And Io can provide a movement speed buff with the Spirit Arrows card, or Swift Arrows, is that what it's called? Something Arrows. And that'll provide a 30% movement speed boost, while this only provides a 20% movement speed boost. And then you factor in the fact that Io has all the other things that make her great, like you can get damage reduction with Goddess Blessing, or you can get a crazy boost to your survivability with, what's it called? Sacrifice, which is basically like Grohk's old talent Wraith. I don't know how many OGs remember that, but that was a thing back in the day. So, yeah, it's just worse to Io, and Io herself isn't even a meta healer, so it's still a very off-meta playstyle, but I figured it's still a fun playstyle. I do enjoy it. And, yeah, I just want to see how it feels. Because, yeah, I don't know. I just like it. It's a goofy little video idea. Oh, boy. One last reason why Moonlight is better, by the way, it's more consistent, because if your aim is bad, then Spirit's Domain is not even going to be hitting all the time, and you don't need to aim Moonlight at all. It's pure auto-aim, so that's a little better. I'm going to press this button. Actually, I didn't realize we were so late into the push already. Well, I guess we're just going to try and kill that barrack, and then get a totem there. You know what? I'll do damage. My damage Grohk instincts are kicking in. The maelstrom, the Totemic Ward, makes me want to shoot the enemies. Oh, Tiberius, please be careful. It also has, by the way, it also has worse range than IO 2. That's one other thing. So it has less healing, less movement speed buff, less consistent because you have to aim it, less range, and also, yeah, Grohk can't provide a damage reduction buff, nor does he have the superior survivability of Sacrifice when playing with this talent specifically. Oh, that's kind of sad when you put it into that sort of context, isn't it? I guess, you know, we could talk about what one might be able to do to make it better. The thing is, I'm not entirely sure if it should be that much better. Because ultimately Grohk fills a niche, and that niche is to be a crazy powerful area healer who can still do lots of damage and have one of the best ultimates in the game for comps that have a bunch of tanks, right? Double tank, triple tank, even quad tank comps love Grohk. Grohk is actually the best champion in the game at that niche, except for maybe Moji, and she's a recent overpowered addition. Apart from that, Grohk is the king of that niche. Spirit's Domain doesn't really fit in that niche. Spirit's Domain is his option for when he's not in that niche that some people prefer to play, although I still would say just go Totemic Ward anyways. But, yeah, I don't think it should be overpowering Totemic Ward, and I don't think it has to be meta. I think it's okay for Grohk to remain as the niche character with the Totemic Ward playstyle, and have Spirit's Domain still be viable if you want to play it in casuals, but I don't think it necessarily has to be ranked competitive, to be quite 100% honest. But if you did want to buff it anyways, well, I don't know. The key reason why it's bad, besides the fact that it's just objectively worse than IO, in every single way, as I already described, is the fact that, yeah, you sacrifice so much of your damage output with Grohk, and that's what makes Grohk great, is the fact that he can do damage while healing at the same time. You put down a totem, and then you just go shoot the enemies. So, one very popular suggestion that gets brought up often when I talk about Spirit's Domain, and when I see discussion about it in the community, is that you could make the staff pierce. And if you were to do that, I think that is a little bit dangerous, because if it pierced and you were able to hit multiple, you know, teammates and enemies at the same time, you'd have to have some way to balance it. And I guess what I would suggest, if you were to do that, is make it so that for each target you pierce, you do less damage. Kind of like the inverse of Scorch. You know how Scorch does more damage the more targets you pierce? Well, make it so that you heal less and do less damage for each target you pierce, by like 25% or something like that. So that way there is a cap on how many champions you can pierce, and the final person you pierce through is not going to get much healing at all. But it will still allow you to do multiple things at once, and if you play the angles right, like right there for example, I'd be able to heal that Ruckus and get that kill on Kasumi at the same time. That's one possible option. I think if you did that, you might also have to reconsider whether it really needs the movement speed buff, especially when his totems already provide an even better movement speed buff. This is 30%, this is only 20%, what the heck? So, that's an option. Another option would be to just make it as strong as Moonlight, if not slightly stronger, because it is an aimed thing. Oh my gosh, another thing, by the way. So, Grohk's staff, in comparison to IO's Moonlight, it heals for less, provides a worse movement speed buff, cannot provide a damage reduction buff, has less range, is less consistent, and also gets blocked by shields. That's right. If Barrack puts his shield up, IO can heal through it, Grohk cannot. That's oh man. So yeah, maybe you can make it heal for more, but I do also kind of fear what would happen if you did that, because, you know, you don't want the healing to feel too overwhelming, and it is already pretty good healing if you stack it with some totems, right? You put 2 totems down, that's about, what is it, 600 healing per second and some change, and then the staff heals for 800 healing per second, so you're looking at 1400 healing per second. That's Victor's damage per second, but as a healer. Like, that's pretty nutty. Or maybe it would be fair if you buffed it up to 1000. I don't know. I guess it's something you would have to test. I think the idea of it piercing might be a little bit more interesting than just giving it raw stat buffs, but either way, those are kind of the 2 options I see. Let me know if you have any other ideas in the comment section down below and what you personally would do to it. But again, I don't even necessarily think that it should get anything too crazy. It's already in an okay state for casuals, although certainly it's not super popular. But Grohk as a whole isn't super popular. He's a niche support, and I think he should stay as a niche support, and he's already at the top of his game in his niche. So he's not really in dire need of like a Spirit's Domain buff anytime soon. I don't think. Alright, let's try and focus on defending this here. I'm getting pushed back by Kasumi. Stop! That is one kind of nice thing about Spirit's Domain. You can be a little bit lazier on the aim because it has sort of a built-in kind of aim assist. It's not real aim assist, and it's not auto-aim. It's just you have a bigger, like, cylinder when you're aiming, and so your shots hit more consistently. It's really weird. Alright, let's put some heals down there, I guess. All the enemies were alive. I guess I just C9'd? Okay, that's fantastic. Well, let's continue to focus on this game. Looks like our IO did indeed go for some kind of build. I'm not sure if she's playing damage IO, to be totally frank. She's not playing Rejuvenate, so maybe not. But I did announce that I was playing Healer Grohk, so yeah. This is such a scuffed comp. It's casuals. At 1 in the morning is when I'm recording this. Is why I don't have much time to record another. Let's not worry about it too much. Oh gosh, I spent most of the day actually working on a render, which I'll put up on the screen real quick before we get into the fight. I actually worked on 2 renders, one for Will.O and then one for the Yellow Jacket recolor, because that's a skin I really, really like. It's actually one of my favorite skins of the past few years. Oh, I got a kill. You know what? Let's go in. And yeah, it's one of those skins that you can just tell will work really well in Blender, because it's a robot with a bunch of emissive, glowy textures, and in Paladins it looks fine. But Blender, you know, you get the metallics, the shininess, and the emissives all working together. You get some good lighting, get some good filters. It just looks like 100 times better, and so it's a skin that I really wanted to work with in Blender and actually make something cool out of it, and I finally got around to doing that today. So I spent a while tweaking that. Like the perfectionist I am, I kept tweaking values and tweaking and tweaking and tweaking, and it took me probably like an hour or 2 longer than it should have. But yeah, I'm quite happy with how that came out. And also, if you're interested, I don't know how many people actually know this, but I have a memberships program down beneath the video in the description. If you click the join button, there are 3 different price points, and for $5 and up, you can actually get access to wallpaper renders of these different champions that I've made over the past few years. A lot of them are in 4K. Some of the older ones aren't in 4K, but they're generally high quality, and yeah, they're cool wallpapers that you can get. So if you want to support the channel and, yeah, just have a cool champion background too, then maybe consider joining the memberships program down below. And yeah, you just, basically the way you do it is once you've actually joined, you go and join the Discord server, also linked in the description. Make sure your YouTube account is linked to your Discord account, and then you'll be able to see the wallpapers chat. And the wallpapers chat is just a repository of every single wallpaper I have, and it's quite nice. Like, I have the Willow one, I also have an Eevee one, a Bomb King one recently, Vora one, all kinds of champions. I don't have every champion yet, but I do have quite a lot, so just thought I'd shout that out. I don't really ever talk about it, but it is something that's there. So if you like what I do, you want to support the channel, get something out of it, that's one way you can do it. It's not quite merch, but I guess it's kind of similar. And don't worry, if you're wondering if it's legal, yes, I asked Cryptic about it when I was originally making the whole thing in the first place. So it's good, it's good. Oh, Barrick! Hey, Barrick, stop it! What am I doing? I'm the healer. Here, I'll shoot Ruckus, so then he can go shoot the Barrick. There we go. Hey, that works. Oh my gosh, you need so much healing. But my goodness, when me and Io both heal him back up, he gets full healed in like a second flat. That was insane. Oh wow, I'm taking a lot of damage. I see Dredge Bind us too. But you know what? That might be fine. Let's use this. Let's try and beat them up. We got the Willow ult coming out here. Can double back around. Alright, he used this thing, but we should be able to shoot Barrick. There we go, that's 2 kills. Give some heals to the Tiberius. Okay, he's dead, but we are looking pretty good right now. That's a full team wipe. I think we can just end this game right here, right now. They're going to be respawning very soon. But we should be good to go. I got a speed totem down. Are they going to touch in time? Watch all the doors. Try and dismount. Blast the Furia. Okay, they got on point. Furia's going to die, though. Shield goes down, and Io ult pushes them all off. There we go. That's a GG. We actually won with the scuffed comp. So yeah, I think the Rejuvenate buff is actually, or excuse me, the Rejuvenate rework. I think that's actually a net positive for Spirit's Domain. I think it definitely makes it so Spirit's Domain is more impactful, because you get to heal your entire team for more healing. You just are the only person who has to buy it, and since you don't necessarily need Chronos on Spirit's Domain, it's a comfortable first pick, honestly. Kind of in a similar way to Combat Medic Pip. I think you should really start Rejuvenate and Deft Hands on Combat Medic Pip now, whereas before I would just start Deft Hands and then build into Chronos after. But with Combat Medic, it works pretty much identically to Spirit's Domain, and so Rejuvenate actually makes a lot of sense to start on that. And yeah, this is another one of those cases where, yeah, if you're a Spirit's Domain player, maybe first pick Rejuvenate after the Rejuvenate rework. I didn't do much damage, and that is always the downside of Spirit's Domain. Not very much damage, not very many kills. Kind of shameful for a Grohk to be doing this bad. But yeah, 120,000 healing, top healing in the lobby while competing with Io. I guess that's pretty nice. Again, it's certainly a fun playstyle. Not meta, but fun, and if you want to play it in some casuals, I suppose there's nothing wrong with that. But let me know what you think about it in the comments section down below. Again, if you want to support the channel, you can, of course, join the memberships program, get some wallpapers, get some cool renders and stuff like that. Also, if you don't want to actually spend any money, then you can just drop a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't done that already, and you can also check out the other platforms I'm on: Twitch, Discord, I have the VODs channel as well. All that stuff is linked in the description down below. But with all that being said, thank you guys for watching. I will see you all next time. Peace out.